Unpopular opinion. I'm in a relationship with everyone. I'm in a relationship with everyone. Romantic, platonic, familial, fleeting. The person I've known for 20 years and the person I've met 20 minutes ago. For me, a relationship is simply a set of expectations between people. Maybe expectations is a little too strong. Hopes. I hope you're fun, curious, positive. I hope we can flirt a little. I flirt with everyone. Some people become friends, some lovers, some acquaintances, and some are wonderful for one night in a crowded club. I'm less interested in deciding what someone is supposed to become before I've had the chance to find out who they are. This gets a little more controversial when we get to dating. I aspire to non-monogamy and consider myself a compersionist. I enjoy seeing someone I love receive love from other people. I want that for my partners, friends, family, and random passersby. I want people to be loved from multiple directions. I also don't want to meet the majority of my partner's needs the majority of the time. We don't expect that from friendships. I don't want one friend responsible for every part of me. If I need a mirror, I go to my sister. If I want solutions, I go to one friend. If I need someone to listen, I go to another. There are people I travel with, dance with, work with, and call when I need to be reminded who the fuck I am. Why then do we meet one person, call them our partner, and hand them a job description that would overwhelm an entire department? Best friend, lover, therapist, adventure partner, roommate, financial partner, emotional support system, sexual partner, emerging contact. Oh, and please remain interesting and attractive for the next 50 years? It takes a village to raise a child. I think it takes a community to fill my care cup. Maybe this is also why I don't take dating very seriously. Relationships, yes. Dating, no. Dating is an opportunity to meet someone new, do something new, and perhaps learn something new about myself. I joke that I've dated everyone in New York. I also think of dating as therapy. I get to talk about myself for an hour while a stranger asks me questions. During COVID, I had to go to a traditional therapist because my dating therapy was put on hold. Now might be a point where you ask yourself, so what's her daddy issues? Sure, we all have daddy issues. We grew up in a society that told women in 1,000 explicit and implicit ways that one of the highest achievements of living was being chosen by a man. We're undoing that brainwashing as we speak. How many women have tolerated abhorrent behavior because somewhere underneath all the independence, feminism, and competence is the lingering message that being chosen is better than being alone? My father gave me a slightly different baseline. He cooked, cleaned, sewed, fixed things, and created things. And importantly, he enjoyed doing them. I didn't grow up thinking those were women's duties. I grew up thinking those were enjoyable parts of taking care of yourself and the people around you. I enjoyed them too. I love cooking for people. I love making things, creating a home. I love taking care of people. I just won't be taken for granted for doing it. If I'm cooking, chop something. If we're cleaning, grab a broom. If you know something I don't, teach me. I'll teach you what I know. Partnership to me is doing life alongside one another, not serving or being catered to. I've also never really searched for love in the where's my person, where's my white knight kind of way, but I'm not immune to girl talk. Sometimes I get tired of challenging the premise. Talking about men is easy. Who are you dating? Does he like you? Why hasn't he texted? What does that text mean? Are you going to sleep with him? Is this going anywhere? I participate too. I want to fit in. Challenging people's thinking all the time is exhausting, and talking about guys can be fun. The problem is how easily the conversation reinforces the idea that every interaction with a man is going somewhere. I love male energy. I feel my own masculine and feminine energy fully, simultaneously, and securely, and I love being around both. Dating has often been a safe and enjoyable way for me to experience male energy. The complication is getting past all the expectations attached to it. Recently, I met a man at a club. He was complimentary and flirty, and what I really liked was that he took care of us. He made sure we had water and space. He checked that everyone was okay. He flirted with everyone. We started calling him our club boyfriend, and I mean that as a compliment. There was an attraction, flirting, and attention, but I didn't see why any of these things automatically meant we needed to become romantic or intimate. I think women are trained to worry about this immediately. Am I leading him on? Is he getting the wrong idea? Do I owe him something because I'm accepting his attention? I made my boundaries clear. He certainly tested them, but not in any meaningful way. He wasn't following up with me after the club. He wasn't trying to see me during daylight hours. His actions weren't telling me he wanted something deeper. So I didn't assign this attraction more meaning than his actions supported. I became a little deaf. Ruth Bader Ginsburg famously said that to have a happy marriage, it helps to be a little deaf. I'm borrowing that philosophy. I heard the compliments. I saw the flirting. I knew there was attraction. I just didn't need to do anything about it. For a while, we had a beautiful friendship. Eventually, he became frustrated that I wasn't going to go further. My girlfriends kept waiting for me to fulfill the unspoken agreement between men and women. If we aren't fucking, what are we doing? Being friends? I've started joking that all men are gay until proven otherwise. What I mean is that I don't want to automatically evaluate every man I meet as a potential romantic or sexual partner. You are a person first. If you're going to become something more, I want to see you in different situations. How do you treat my friends? How do you treat waitstaff? How do you handle a crowded bar, the subway, plans going wrong? What happens when I'm talking to another man? This isn't to say I don't enjoy attraction. I do. A short, passionate love affair is an entirely different proposition. I'm perhaps all I have time or interest in sometimes. What I've learned is not to confuse attraction with intention with longevity, or intimacy with ownership. I learned some of that in my 20s. One of my most significant relationships inadvertently drove me to Uganda. My partner has started projecting me as his ball and chain, his old girl, an obligation that needed to be tended to. The problem was that I too easily started playing that role. I had forgotten that I am a shit ton of fun. With the right people, I fly. So I flew to Uganda. I missed him, but I remembered myself. I realized I needed people who could meet me where I was, not relationships that required me to fit into someone else's projection. That has stayed with me. I love you by letting you go, not by holding you down. Some people experience jealousy, control, and dominance as evidence of affection. Fight me, claim me, prove that you care. I experience those things as attacks on my freedom. I am not a fighter. I am a lover. That doesn't mean this way of moving through relationships is without consequence. I am unfortunately a victim of unrequited love. I like someone, want to get to know more, show affection and interest in my own way, but sex sometimes has gotten in the way. Things get intense too quickly. Someone worries they can't keep up or that they'll get too caught up. I've been told I'm too distracting. And this is New York. We know career, work, success have a habit of coming before relationships. I've dated hot men, smart men, ambitious men, ugly men, stupid men, and lazy men. Type hasn't mattered much. Patterns show up quickly. Sometimes it's withdrawal, jealousy, or subtle digs. Sometimes it's disbelief that I won't chase. I match energy. If I like you, you'll know. If you pull away, I'm probably not going to run after and demand you come back. For years, I joked that I'd get married when I turned 50. If we're living till we're 100, spending 50% of my life married seems sufficient. As 50 gets closer, 50% is starting to sound like a lot. I've never waited for a man to show up before beginning my life, and I'm grateful for that. I've built a life that works for me. I've traveled, created, built communities, changed directions, fallen in love, left and been left. I wouldn't say I'm lonely, but I would say that sometimes I feel uncared for. There is a difference. When you seem to have everything figured out, people can forget that you still want someone to ask. This summer, I've been spending time in the Catskills. Some friends know there are stretches when I'm here alone and without a car while my sister is working. So they check in. Do you need anything this week? It's such a small thing, but it means everything. Care for me is attention over time. It's asking questions, seeking consent, remembering something I told you last week, calling back to a conversation we had months ago. And if you forgot, fine, ask me again. I don't need you to solve my life. I want to know that I crossed your mind. Maybe that's why I want care coming from everywhere: my sister, friends, family, lovers, community, the person checking whether I need anything from town, the club boyfriend handing everyone water. I want my partner to receive love from other people because I know I cannot provide every kind of love they need during a lifetime, and I don't want to. I want to hear their love stories. I want them to have people who understand parts of them I don't. I want that for my friends, my family, myself. Love needs many sources. Perhaps that's the unpopular opinion. I don't think every relationship needs to be defined, escalated, possessed, or protected from every other relationship in order to be real. I'm also not interested in being so committed to the person I figured out how to be that I prevent myself from becoming whoever comes next. Maybe someone will eventually want to run alongside me. Maybe I'll have a collection of great love affairs. Maybe some of my deepest relationships will remain completely platonic. Maybe I'll get married at 50, 60, or never. I'm less interested in the configuration than the quality. Are we paying attention? Are we curious about one another? Are we allowing each other to change? Are we having fun? Do you feel freer because I love you? That seems like a much more interesting question than, so what are we?